Imagine I go home tonight and Margaret, my wife, says, Shay, I don't feel loved by you anymore. And I love that lady to bits. What's probably the most unhelpful thing I can now say is, but of course I do. Especially if I go along to prove it. Don't I put the rubbish out? What do you mean I don't love you? We have 2 cars, go on holidays abroad every year. Hey, I work really, really hard for us. This guy, to prove his love, climbed the highest mountain, swam the widest ocean, crossed the widest desert. But she left him because he was never at home. Now, is there an element of truth in what I'm talking about? Of course. We have different criteria. Why doesn't Margaret feel loved? Why do I love her? Do both exist? I'm wise to say, but of course I do, even though that is my truth. Why is that so unhelpful? Because through my glasses, I love the lady to bits. Through Margaret's glasses, she doesn't feel loved. Which view is right? Both are right. When I say, but of course I do, by implication, I'm saying your view is wrong. That's the language of disconnect. Never ever argue with somebody's perception. There's some things you just do not do in life. Don't expect your dog to look after your dinner. Don't take a laxative and a sleeping pill on the same night. And don't argue with perception. You see, my criteria and why I feel loved is because of bear hugs. That's how I feel loved, when I can give bear hugs and receive them. Because I give Margaret bear hugs, does she feel loved? She might just feel squeezed to death. So if I can't say, but of course I do, what can I say? A lot of people say, well, ask her why. Why does she feel like that? Be careful why questions. They bring you to the past with all those horrible feelings. Margaret, why do you feel like this? Well, now that you mention it, Shay, last weekend, last summer, as a matter of fact, since the 2nd week we were married. It's really hard not to be defensive now. Much better to use a what question. Margaret, what have I got to be doing so you know I loved you? Well, Shay, just ring me now and again during the day. Ring you? But I've nothing to say. It doesn't matter, because then I know you're thinking of me. Weird. Not weird, just different. If I want Margaret to feel loved, whose criteria do I use? Hers or mine? Hers, of course. If you want people to feel listened to feel respected, if you want to be successful in your communication, in your relationships with other people, use their criteria, not yours. That's common sense. The problem with common sense is it just isn't common.